And if we have any new viewers, welcome to Fantasia Fanatic 40, a grand tournament that's played twice a year in Umeå, Sweden. We usually have some international visitors from the Finnish ITC team and some Norwegians who drive the way across the border over here, but this year, sadly, we're only Swedes. We miss you, Finns and Norwegians. Come and visit us next tournament in spring. A blob of warriors with a suspicious hole in them, probably for some characters. Second Talon Master. The first Talon Master stands next to the cliff in the lower left side. Interesting position of the Talon Master. I don't know if it's the camera angle, but it feels like he can draw line of sight from the Doomsday cannon to that Talon Master, and that would be a quick dead Talon Master, unless he plans on screening it. I think he's about to place the heavy destroyer.
And just a quick announcement from the tournament organizers. The Age of Sigmar stream is up and running if you're looking for that. It's over at Asylum Wargaming on Twitch. I believe Kim here can link it in the chat.
Okay, as you heard, everyone who's been waiting for the Age of Sigmar stream, it is online, and I will probably send a link
in a moment.
a few Inceptors up there in the ruin.
Vi drar de här Triarch Praetorians, de är också här bak. De är ju Jump Infantry.
So he drops another blob of warriors. And he blob them up. Let's see what the Space Marine puts on the table. Here comes the big boy. Setting it up to engage the doomsdays when they come into play. Place a marker for Oath. Here comes the Scorpic Lord. It has the -1 damage warlord trait and no relics. Now that's a great beatstick. If he can somehow get that guy into melee with the blade guards, then he can probably chop up a few of them. And there is no apothecary in the list, so a dead marine is a dead marine. A lot more thinking from the Space Marine player. And here comes the Incursors. I think he could have been more aggressive with that placement. But then again, the Necron player has assault weapons. He could pre-game move, gets the first turn, move and advance. And all of a sudden, he's up in his grill. They didn't say what that was. It's either the command barge or it's his spider. But we'll probably see as soon as the game begins. Another Terminator unit goes up next to the bodyguard unit. He's really squeezing those Terminators behind that ruin. He don't want to have a Doomsday Cannon fired straight into them. they're asking a few questions about each other's armies, if they have any advance in charge, how many rerolls they have. Um, it's always a good idea to do that in the start of the match, so you don't get caught out by some sneaky shenanigans, like a sudden advance in charge. Terminator Ancient in the middle of the other Terminators. Tucked away. I still wonder what he's planning on. Which unit will take the stubborn defiance? Because I would think that the lower leftmost objective would be the best for stubborn defiance, but I don't see any units placed there at the moment. Maybe has another Terminator unit that I plan on placing there. We will see. An attack bike. A little plasma sight. There we heard Fellman in the background screaming. They seem to be trying to break the table. Here we have a few bikes. Ravenwing bikes have the special rule to move incredibly fast in the Devastator doctrine, so in the first turn. So he's probably planning on doing something sneaky on the flank there. Some scarabs. Yeah, Fellman is the second host of this pod. the Necron player is complaining that the Space Marines are too well hidden, and he really don't want the first turn because he won't be able to do anything. And he might be right. That's one of the good points with Space Marines. You can really easily tuck in all those really powerful units behind small walls. But still, pre-game move double obsec Necrons like to go first and get stuck in there. And I also think the Necron player really wants the first turn just to push back the quick bikes of the Space Marines so that he can score Purge the Vermin. Another attack bike. And as I mentioned in game 1, since we use a 20-point system rather than a win-loss system in this tournament, it's just as important to deny your opponent's points as it is to score it yourself.
Sista droppen.
Last drop. A few bikes.
Det kommer vara kommunikativa i mitten med sekretariatet.
I just applauded my friend there. They said that they will just try to talk closer to the mic so that I can hear them. It would be really interesting to see who gets first turn here, because if the Necrons can push up and really block off the table. Now let's see who gets the first turn. Important roll off. I think the Necron player got the first turn. He's making his pre-game moves now. Pushing up towards objectives. As I said, he played the pre-game move double OPSEC Dynasty. And this objective is hold 1, hold 2. And hold more, of course, for full points. So I suspect that both of them will max out the main. It's all about those secondaries. A little small U shape coming there out of the Necrons to keep the pocket. I'm not sure what he's so afraid of, but it's something. The Locust Heavy Destroyer. Maybe has a shot at the bikes, or you plan on moving it again and then get a shot at the bikes. A small squad of Immortals moves up and stands on the objective. And Yes, I agree there. This is a slightly tougher mission for the Necrons. They need to leave things behind, and but he still have the Technothralls. They can, if he can somehow screen off the bikes on the right hand side, I can think he can keep those alive. And if he just keeps on pushing now and have some luck with his reanimations, then he can probably just outscore. But the problem is he needs to get him off the center objective. I think it's going to be an exciting game.
Pre-game move.
So the pre-game move is finally over. Now let the game begin proper. Boom! The game is on. My will be done on the rightmost warrior squad. Now it's a Chronomancer's turn. He's contemplating which unit will get it. On the same unit, so my will be done and 5+ invul save on the right one. He will most likely score 90 points just sacrificing bikes in the middle. But the question is, will he do it? The Dark Angel's play should be staying in this deployment. So Praetorians. Moving up behind the Scarabs and the big spider. Yes, choosing Assassinate is a very risky option here, I agreed. And we spoke a bit before the game, me and the players. And they said, well, sure, he has 12 points in Assassinate on the table, but actually getting that Assassinate, I don't think he will. He can easily hide his characters. It more or less requires a misplay by the Dark Angels player. And considering both of these players got 19 points in the last game, they should be competent, and we should see some really good plays. So I don't want to give it to anyone here in this early stage. and also the Space Marine player has castled up really good. There will not be much to shoot at, and so we will come out with a fresh army turn 1, possibly even get off some charges if the Necron player plays a bit too aggressively. Yeah, that's the thing. If it would have been a win-loss system, then it would have been pretty much open and shut. But now the Dark Angel player actually need to take risks, because winning, just making it a draw, that will be a draw if it's only a 5-point difference. So he really needs to get out there and kill and score those points, and especially deny the Necron player for scoring any points. So it's a bit different. And we who play the 20-point system all the time, we really don't think in win-loss terms. We think in the 20-point system. It's you need to take more risks, and I think that this is a very evenly matched game. It will be interesting. The Necron keeps on. Okay. So he chose not to go to that objective for some reason. Maybe he didn't have the movement. But then again, he could just advance and he would be on it. Interesting. We will see if he has a plan. So you think a 12-8 Marine victory? We will see. Not much will happen in this turn. It all depends a bit on. Then again, if he has already overextended one of his Doomsday barges, then it will probably be assaulted by 3 attack bikes next turn. It will die. Time for shooting phase. I think it's a good prediction. 12-18. The Necron player is complaining that he's having a hard time finding something worth shooting. I didn't hear what he shot at. True, but I think he can get the attack bike in the center to run up to get Oath turn 1 and still shoot at the Doomsday Arc in either one, to be honest. The middle center or the left one. One attack bike down. the Crypto Thralls do raise banners. That is true. He will need more stuff to throw in the middle during the game, and that is. But that's how 40k is played. You need sacrificial units. Just throw at objectives. Well, that was the end of the first Necron turn, and no points were scored. Yeah, Space Marines really benefit on going second, due to what we mentioned earlier, being able to hide the entire army and still having a lot of punch.
Han kör 17. Ja. Om allting går så vägen. Annars kan vi slänga bort den här flanken. 17 på dem.
And he's speeding up his spikes, 17 inches. He puts some -1 damage on his Terminators. He gives cover to some Raven Wing unit. The Talonmaster speeds to the right side. So he decides to advance his Talonmaster. It doesn't really matter since he's Raven Wing. I think it's I don't really know. He didn't mention which unit were buffed. He just blurted it out without pointing, and it is not Primaris spikes. I think it's normal Deathwing bike squads. He's measuring charge distances for his Terminators. See if the Creator will give him an extra long charge. Seems like that. More bikers moving along the flank. "17 inches. But this could still be a good move if he can clear that right flank. Then maybe he can The problem is he really needs to deal with those Necronss walking up the middle, otherwise he will still score max points on primary. A bit. I would agree that he's taking a gamble, but maybe he's playing aggressively just to just to try get a better score, because if he stays passive he will probably get a draw or a close to a draw. And it's important to make sure to get those tournament points. I think the Talamaster has something that ignores cover. And it's mostly the Scarabs, and the Destroyers, and the Praetorians on the right-hand side. But this is an aggressive play, very, very aggressive. And I would almost agree that it's a bit too aggressive. Because he has the firepower to whittle down the Necrons and make sure to score in the later turns. And the Terminators are strong, but a buffed 18-man unit of Necron warriors will cause some damage. The Space Marine player sounds a bit uncertain what you want to do. We will see. I think a lot depends on how much damage he can cause now in this first turn. And if he can get some charges off. That would be great for him. Because the Necron Warriors, sure, they can punch a bit if you spend a few command points. But they're mostly just a bullet sponge. Especially now when he's decided on going all out aggression, I want to see a lot of damage. And I don't know what I think about him measuring to the buffed unit. The Necron player can have a lot of tricks up his sleeve. And you can almost see the how much pressure the Space Marine player feels. Seems quite uncertain of what he wants to do. He's trying to remove OBSEC. They didn't say if it succeeded or not. Cast Righteous Repugnance. Don't know if we got that one off, but now it's time we're shooting. So he starts with the Terminators into the middle blob of warriors. Some Stormbolters. Seven wounds with -1 AP. Could not have been Stormbolters. Five dead, reanimations. 4 dead. Makes a little bit of redeployment from the reanimation. Overcharge plasma into the Doomsday and the rest into the warriors, I think. And there we have Fellman again screaming. 3 hits. 2 wounds. Reanimations. 2 dead. Four shots from the plasma. Hit on 3+. One overheat. 4+. 2 wounds. Both of them go through. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 2 plasma penetrations. Not a good start, but still no real damage done. So nothing from the bikes. It's blade guards in the middle, and he's gonna shoot his pistols into the warriors. Okay, he went to his Talon Master, shoots his heavy bolter. Assault cannon. He's rolling like a god. A lot of hits. Not as many wounds. 4 wounds. 2 go through. Now we're back to the pistols from the Blade Guard into the middle squad. Nothing. Blade Guards are not built to shoot. So the Talamaster is shooting into the Praetorians. Everything hits. Three wounds. No one dies. Okay. Okay, he didn't save any. Oh, that's rough. The Necron player is praying that he doesn't wipe his Praetorians. I know that feeling. Come on. Seven wounds. So in total 4 dead, and now time for reanimations. None of them reanimates. Oh, that's a blow. That's a blow for the Necrons. You could really use the Praetorians for the upcoming assault phases. Now the bikes into the Scarabs. About half of them hit. Six wounds. One dead Scarab base, and one takes 1 wound. No reanimation. So the last spy squad, everything into the Scarabs. Another 6 wounds. Saves nothing. So one is dead, and another one with 1 wound. Let's see if the reanimation brings him back. Nope, no reanimation. Well, that wasn't that of an impressive shooting phase, to be honest. He's going into a charge phase now, and now we really need to see some business if he wants some big points. Charges in with I think that's actually a squad of Outriders. He So he heroically intervenes with the spider. He can't touch any of the models at the moment, but he's counting on the scarabs dying, and then he can consolidate into the outriders and smack them. The Belay Guards trying to charge the Necron blob. 8 inches. And they are in. And now a long bomb charge with the last Terminators. They're having a bit of rule discussion about heroic interventions.
Fråga publiken. Måste en heroic intervene sluta inom en tum från fiendemodellen? Eller är det kravet först efter att man pajlar för att slå? Ja, det kanske går. Det kanske är ändrat så. Ah, ja, det är lugnt.
Okay, so they seem to be resolving that issue. The long bomb charge failed. So he starts fighting with the Blade Guard. You seem to be collecting some dices here. And this is the warrior unit without the 5+ invul save. So this can actually hurt quite a bit. I think the Necron player right now is praying to these Satan overlords that he whiffs the hit roll and the wound roll, because this can hurt. And here they go. So we have 11 hits. Only 5 wounds. That was not too bad for the Necron player, to be honest. I expected much worse. Oh, and 4 are reanimated. Whoa! I guess he wants to wrap around. Okay, he's not quite wrapping around the unit. I think he should have reanimated on the other side of the building, getting more bodies on the objective. But he still has objective secured, so he controls the objective. But he would probably get more attacks, maybe be worth burning a command point to give the warriors +1 strength. So 10 wounds on the scarabs. So 1 scarab base with 1 wound. We will have reanimations. Come on, bring back all the scarabs.
Jag brukar vara dålig på att komma ihåg och räkna upp någonting.
Slog du reanimations för skaraberna just redan?
Det gjorde vi inte. Nej. 3 plattor, men det blir någonting av det. En borde komma tillbaka. 5, ja det är en. Ja, okej. Tack. Ställer vi honom taktiskt där inne.
I had to remind the Necron player to actually roll for reanimations for his scarabs, and 1 base returns. No auto wounding from the scarabs, that's too bad. I've seen scarabs tear down keepers of secrets just without the wounding, so that was too bad. So he didn't manage to get into the middle for Oath of Moment, but he hasn't fall back this turn. So what died? From the Necron player? The Necron player has lost some scarabs, but that was to be expected from a charge. We died some Necron warriors in the middle. So the Necron scored 10 points in round 2. And 2 to raise banners. Andreas, får du bara ett vote? Får du bara ett vote?
Ja, just det, jag glömde.
The Necronss has the fallback and shoot, so now things will happen. Oh, I think the Necronss are now playing on killing those blade guards. But that was quite an uneventful turn 1 for the Space Marines. I expected more to die. The Spider heals Scarab Swarm. And the Pharaoh breaks his res orb on the damaged unit of warriors. And you regain 5 warriors. So we regained pretty much all the models he lost due to morale and 1 additional Necron. Seems to have a bit of trouble deciding where to put down his last warriors. He really don't want to get into close combat with those Terminators. I will double check what happened to the AOS stream. They told me they would send a link to the HOS stream when it was up and running. I need to double check with the Tech Priest. The Age of Sigma stream seems to be having some technical difficulty, and the guy who was supposed to put it up apparently has gone and broken his leg. Drama here at Fantasia North Fanatic. Hope he's all right. The Praetorians. But I will keep you posted in case the US stream goes online. So Praetorians jump over the bikes. The Necron player is a bit annoyed over the positioning of those bikes. They're blocking everything. So here we have the fall back and shoot. Interesting move. So he's moving on the other side of the ruin. That will limit his line of sight to the blade guards. He will still control the objective, but is he actually going for the attack bikes and leaving the blade guards to the Doomsday Arcs to take care of? Maybe he's planning to throw in the Scorpic Destroyers here in the middle to take care of them, but Scorpic Destroyers aren't that good against blade guards. 4+ invulnerable can be very trolly. No problem, Hex. Okay, he's changing his mind. He just realized that he will probably need all that firepower to take out the blade guards. I think. I can't hear what they're saying, but I think that's what he's thinking. And I think splitting his fire at the moment will be a bad idea. So he's exposing his immortals. Risky move. Risky move. Sure, they're in cover, so they have I think it's a 3+ save when they're in cover. 2 wounds a pop. And I guess the Dark Game player will be preoccupied trying to shoot through all these warriors. But I would probably just have them tuck back there, keep on scoring. But then again, he doesn't have that much obsec. He can just get what he wants on the middle objectives. So maybe it's the right play, just to get that extra firepower onto the blade guards. Here comes the Scorpic Destroyers, ready to do what they do best, chopping up Marines. And the tiny plasma sight behind them, I guess. I don't really know what I think about him keeping his Doomsday Arc so exposed. Either he's... Let's see what he's thinking. Either he's trying to destroy the Redemptor Dreadnought this turn with one of his Doomsday Arcs. Just relying on the Warriors and the Scorpic Destroyers to kill the Blade Guards. Ah, he has the Scorpic Lord there as well. This should be easy for him. 4 guys into the Talon Master, and the rest goes into the Blade Guards. Will my will be done? One wound with -2. One wound on the Talon. It's not the Talon Master, there's something hiding behind that building. So here we go. He has mixed weapons, so he starts with the Reapers. A nice bunch of hits. Eight wounds, so 8 4+ invulse. So 1 died. The Redemptor has a plasma. Plasma and mini Gatling. Another one bites the dust. So the Doomsday Arc is shooting a single attack bike. It's extremely dead. Heavy Destroyer shoots on the bike unit on the far left side. Hit wound. And another super dead bike. So dead even his children feels the pain. Let's see. So now the Catacomb Command Barge shoots his Tesla. A lot of extra hits. And all the bikes are gone. All of a sudden, this looks like an uphill battle for the Marines. So the Scorpic Lord shot the Blade Guards. He saves all of them. The Warrior Squad is shooting the Terminators in front of them. Probably just hoping on removing some of them to reduce the incoming damage when they eventually charge in. Yeah, the Dread has very little to do right now. He can still shoot at the Doomsday Arc, but then again, it doesn't really matter if he kills it or not. What he needs to do now is to actually get into the middle and start scoring those sweet, sweet oath points. Because right now he's not doing much of anything. But the right flank is still good for him. He has a lot of bikes that have not even been damaged. And none of the firepower going into them, so they could swing around and do quite some damage. Because when those Primaris bikes charge, um,
Två skott. Två träff. Ja. Treor.
Snabb fråga, visst är det bollskåden längst ner i vänster som jag stannar?
Nej, det är... Two wound. 3 plus. Ja. En går igenom. Ja. Minus 5. Ta en reroll på den här. Okej. Fick ändå inte vara med. Minus 5 va? Så rulla den.
I actually had to double check. It's a Talon. Yes, it's a Talon Master and a command squad in the lower left corner, and it's actually the Talon Master doing the stubborn. Yes, it's a lot of lost firepower. I think we see the effect of what we spoke about in the beginning of turn 1. He went a bit too aggressive too soon. So now he's losing a bit too much, not scoring enough. He's killing some things and he's popped the orb, but he's a bit oddly placed. Sure, he can blast the plasma cannon straight into the warriors, but he really don't want to do that. Sure, it will be a lot of hits, a lot of dead warriors, but he has the 5+ invul save on them. So we have charges. The spider and the Praetorians goes into the Primaris spikes. The Scorpic destroyers goes into the Blade Masters. So he uses the Plasma Scythe, accidentally rolls a 1 and kills one of his Scorpics. But he still gets the buff, so...
Jävla plasma site.
The Necron player is screaming in the mic, damn that Plasma Scythe. I know the pain.
So I know you guys like 40k, but I think we just had the play of the plays on the Age of Sigmar side.
Okay.
Jonas Parrow, one of a really good player, faced off against Edwin, a guy playing Khorne. Scarbrand, in his turn, gets charged by 2 Mega Guardians,
Okay.
survives it, kills one of the Mega Guardians. In his own turn, piles into one of the Mega Guardians, kills that one, and then double strikes and kills the 3rd Mega Guardian.
Oh my lord, that is the pimpiest play, probably. Jesus.
Yeah, and just some information from the Age of Sigmar tournament. The stream is kaput for that side, so
Okay.
yeah, no stream.
Too bad. So as you heard, the Age of Sigmar stream will not be done this time, sadly.
Yeah. But yeah,
Die,
in
Gargants.
better news, Scarbrand killing 3 Mega Guardians,
Yes.
getting charged by 2. I think it's insanity.
That's just great.
Ta den där borta.
That's a really good play. Getting charged, killing all of them.
Yeah.
You get reminded that it's transhuman. So invul save or die. He reloads one of them. Ah, 2 dead. Four saves, 4+, and the last one is dead. Yeah, this looks like a Necron victory for sure. Medgång supporter. Yeah. So he puts transhuman on the bikes. Praetorian strike. Only one wound. And now we want to bite with the scarabs. How many scarabs is he hiding in there? 2 wounds. And he saved them. And the spider. 4+. 2 wounds. Two hits go through. So one of them are dead. They're tied up. Ooh. Time to strike back. He elect to fight the scarabs, knowing that the spider has 6 wounds. He will probably not kill it. Probably the best choice. Because those scarabs, they can disengage and then start jumping on his objectives. And you really don't want to lose your own objectives right now, since he's only controlling 2. One scarabase dies, and it's gone. The Space Marine players are starting to say, "Oh, this doesn't look too good." Well, that's observant.
Scoring 2-2 Necronss. Jag fick 10 förra gången.
So, time for scoring. So, apparently, Mr. Necron player takes 2 on Purge the Vermin. Let's see here. So he's moving up, as expected. He wants to engage those Necro Warriors, but he won't be able to take the objective from them. He's sighing. Excellent.
Håll objektivet, det är avancerat. Håll objektivet, eller jag står på objektivet. Jag ser dem, jag ser dem. Ja, eller jag får ju se. Alltså jag kan ju se det. Vi har en backup där. Jag skulle vilja ha någonting på...
Håller ni med mig om jag säger att det står 14-16?
Va? Alltså det står vad?
Totalt 14-16.
Så 15 till mig. Jag har 15.
15.
Jag har 2 på Stub and Defiance, 2 på Banners, 10 på... Och en på.
14-15.
Ja.
Ja, då är det rätt.
Ja, eller hur? Så det
Nej,
var
du har
rätt
inte
jag sa.
So it's Space Marine turn 2. So he's moving up his Inceptors. I think he just wants to shoot and punch as much as possible on those warriors just to remove them from the objective. And get Oath. Oath. A lot of thinking going on now. I think the Space Marine player is really feeling the pressure. Andreas needs to do some really pimpy plays. Here we go. Bikes. He's throwing everything into the middle. So we should be able to destroy that warrior unit, take control on the right-hand side of the board. So he removes obsec on the warriors, and it goes through. It's the warriors on the left-hand side. Divine Repugnance does not go off on the Interceptors. Into the shooting phase, and he starts with the Dreadnought. Okay, he switches to the Talon Master. He's considering splitting his fire between the killer barrels behind the rock and the Praetorians. One wound. The split fire did not pay off. Assault cannons. Everything hits. That's a good start. Eight wounds. Invul saves. What? So one of them survives, so he's still on that objective. He's firing the Dreadnought. Using the frag bursts. Plasma into the Scorpix with Whirling Onslaught. Icarus Array. 3 shots. Thirsty wound. 1 wound. 1 dead Praetorian. Three wounds from the mini Gatling. He saves it all, I think. Yes, everything saved. Now the plasma. Everything hits. Oh. Scorpic destroyers are going down. Only 3 wounds. Okay, it went everything into Praetorians, but they actually survived. That's crazy. Those Praetorians should be so dead. We will see. It all depends on time, because the next game is like straight away. So if they finish a bit early, then I will drag them into my studio here and have an interview with them, because I'm also very interested to know why he did that strong aggro play turn 1, if it was just a misplay, or if that's something he's been practicing. Because it seems like a misplay, and we see the results right now. Now he's really forced to go all in all of a sudden in turn 2. It's not a good place to be in. Holy crap, it's still alive. That Praetorian has taken so much damage. Woo! Okay, he hasn't fired the plasma yet. So 3 shots. 1 wound. Oh, this is a very lackluster shooting phase for the Space Marines. I expected much more. Shoots with the Talon Master. And here we have the Assault Cannon, still into the Scorpix. He really need to get rid of those Scorpix, because next turn they can start threatening his Talon Master. And then he can tear down a banner, he can stop his Stubborn Defiance. Oh, only 2 wounds from all those shots. Okay, 2 goes through, kills another Scorpec. But still, this shooting, man, this is not a good shooting phase for the Space Marines. Time for charges. And he's hesitating. He was considering charging the Marines that hiding in the building to the left, the central left building, but he realized that he can actually kill them, so he will stay away. Planning a charge there on the right side. He's doing math. See if he can actually kill it. It's still a close game here between Mattias and Andreas. He's just double checking to see if he can actually fit the bikes through the tiny gap there to join in with the Terminators. Inceptor goes in, no surprise there. I suppose that's the Terminators. And now the last unit is considering charging them into the Warriors or up against the Praetor. I don't really know what's the right play here. Getting more things into the center would be good for him. But then again, I think that's dead Warriors anyway, so he will charge with the Dreadnought. I don't... You really should pre-measure that. I don't know if the Dreadnought actually fits in that gap. Okay. Ah, so he's making space for the Dreadnought instead. He failed the charge. He's double checking if the Praetorian can actually reach the objective, and apparently it cannot. Ah, he's decided. Bike goes into the Necro Warriors. Maybe. We have a lot of indecisiveness here. It's really fun to see he's jumping back and forth before charging the Praetorian or charging the Warriors. So he finally decided on the Praetorian and they are in. Finally, now we will see some slaughter. Start fighting with the bikes. Good amount of hits. Let's see how the wound roll goes here. Two saves, and it's finally dead. The Praetorian that should have been dead during the shooting phase. He got some extra movement from that charge, but I wonder if that's the position he actually want to be in. Here we go. Four plus. Four dead. Two dead, two reanimated. He plays Fury of the First. So 3 dead with the first swing. Will he wipe the unit? Will he wipe the unit? So we have one warrior standing? Yes, we have one warrior standing. There will be reanimations. Oh, that's... But we still need to take morale. And 4 of them return. The joy of playing Necronss. They never die. And he piles in. Necronss still holding the objective. He starts with the scarabs. One out wound. And another wound, so 2 saves. Both save, no problem there. Three is to wound. 2 wounds. So score 1 wound in total. He saved 1. The spider attacks. 2 hits of 2 wounds. 6s. 1 guy with 2 wounds left. That spider is giving them a run for their money. And they elect not to pile in. The warriors pile into the Terminators. 2 saves. He failed 1. Elect to reroll. Still takes a wound. Morale. Now let's see the warriors. Oh my god. He rolls a 1. No one runs. What a turn for the Necronss. Whoa. Now end of...
Objektiv för Mattias. Eller nej, du tog bort mig där. För du är objektiv security, inget av mitt där. Nej, jo. Så då har vi alltså 1, 2, 3. Ja, det är faktiskt jätte. De är lika många.
Okay, so they both just giving you the scoring. It's been it's Necron's turn. It's Necron's turn 3. I think he has he has an incursor squad hiding in the ruins there, and he's removed objective secured on the warriors, so he's actually outnumbering the Necron player. So he actually stole that objective, giving himself 10 points in the main objective. And the protocol is ignore cover when shooting on half range.
Hur många wounds? 8. Den här tar och förflyttar sig.
Yes, he has the destroyers, but there are only 3 destroyers, and I think it's 3 warriors. But I suspect right now, as it looks right now, the Necron play will probably... Yeah, exactly as Obsec. That's right, yes, Obsec. They're probably figured it out. I don't know how much is hidden underneath that ruin. Me neither. But I guess he has something else, maybe a bike. So let's see what the Necron player will do now. Well, now he controls the objective. If he, yeah, he's pushing in. We'll probably try to shard that Talon Master, removing the banner, and killing off his stubborn resolve. Catacomb command barge. Well, that flank is his. He's double checking now if anything at the middle right objective has obsec and the bike has objective secure. Scarabs leave the battle. Make a fallback move. No, there is nothing bottom right. It's just empty. Or maybe there is still a squad of Terminators hiding in the ruin. He hasn't moved anything from that spot. No, they're not the stubborn. It's the Talon Master in the bottom left corner that has the stubborn defiance. And I actually don't think that the Terminators, if there are any Terminators, but I think they're Terminators in the bottom right corner, they're not actually standing on the objective. Because the objective is outside of the ruin. Unless there is one Terminator just touching it. The Necron player just was taught that you have a 5-inch 5-inch engagement range when you stand in a building, so he's considering another move. So there we have the 2 crypto thralls all of a sudden. Not sure what is a catacomb command barge. Getting a lot of extra shots. That's a lot of hits. So 1 dead in cursor. Now the rest of the saves on the cursors. I think that was the entire squad. The Space Marine player seems to considering sending his dice to the gulag, and I agree. He haven't had the best of luck this tournament, at least this game. Catacomb Command, the Doomsday Arc. Ah, that's my mistake, probably. Yeah, that's my mistake. Thank you for pointing it out. I prefer to stay anonymous. So let's see the armor saves here. Through 2 intercessors dead. The Inceptors. Four shots. 2 saves from the Scorpic Lord. And he's dead. The Space Marine player is really crumbling now. Still a close game though.
Och då finns det specialstrategi som gör till autovon där. Okej. Vilket är så jävla lustigt. Det är AP en sån. Sen så skiter jag i att runda autovon. AP. AP 4.
So 3d3 damage. 6 damage on the Redemptor.
Drog strategin så vonar automatiskt.
I played the stratagem so that he auto wounds. So the Doomsday Ark was shooting into the Talon Master on the top right corner. How many shots? 4 shots. Straight down the middle. Three hits. 2 wounds. One goes through. Don't know how many wounds he took, but it was a D3 wounds anyway. And now the small guns. I don't think that the Doomsday Ark will be able to bring down that Talon Master. 3 saves. 3 sixes. He's alive. The killer barrel does the scouring eye and misses.
Vi drar assault. De försöker på honom. Ja, vänta. Ska se. Hur mycket liv har den där? Var ska Overwatchen gå? Så här. Ja, jag tror det är det. Den där är viktiga. Kan det inte bara fejla 6-or? Rerollable. Gör det så mycket lättare. Jag vet inte fan vad jag ska Overwatch om du kör så. Den där så kan jag i alla fall. Nu har ju du chans att döda mig med den där spindeln. Okej, hur många attacker har du kört? 3 på de med yxor, 4 på den med kniv. Träffar 3 plus. Träffar 3 plus, det var 1 och styrka 7, styrka 5.
They have moved away from the mics. I don't really know what they're talking about right now. I have no idea what happened, but it was it was apparently something great. Too bad we missed it. Charges, Scorpic Lord into the Terminators. Catacomb, the Doomsday Barge charges the Talon Master. 9 in charge. Okay, he successful 9 in charge. The Spider goes into the Talon Master as well. Oh, he doesn't charge with the Scorpix. Interesting. He starts with the Scorpic Lord. Three hits. Winning on 4+. Reroll once to wound. 2 wounds. One dead. Did he fail what? What did he fail? I suppose. And they rolled something in the lower left corner. I didn't really hear about what it was, but I suppose it was the charge on the Talon Master. And yes, that is big. But he will still kill the other Talon Master in the top right corner. So he will relieve some pressure on that objective. And his vehicles is also obsec, so he will control the objective. Yeah, I also think that he planned on charging the Talon Master, but he must have failed it. So now he's fighting with the Deathwing Terminators. Yeah, those destroyers are dead. But he can still apply some pressure on that flank with the Catacomb Command Barge. Unless it dies from the Talon Master, but I don't think so. So 7 wounds from the Terminators. I will wipe the warrior unit. And he consolidates onto the objective. One hit goes through on the spider from the Talon Master. They reanimated, and he was trying to get more objectives to score 15 on the primary. So he more or less reanimated into a corner to get away from other Marines.
Ingen karaktär dog. Inga var ner taget. Scoring. Ja, gå för perch. Du tar 10 i början på din runda 3. 2 till där nu. Sen drar det. 3 på defiance. Ja, men du drar ju ändå ifrån i poäng ju.
Yeah, this is a much more interesting game. The Admec game was a really bad matchup.
Han tog av betyget, kan vi säga. Okej, vi har den. Här är det 2 liv kvar. För du har bara slagit med 2 onsar. Här ska vi ju hoppa ut. Och vi ska spendera en command point. Så jag får skjuta. Han sätter ju för övrigt sig själv i... Precis. Jag börjar tugga lingot. Yes. Vart vill vi vara? Han får skjuta fullt med det. Jo, han får ingen minus B sen. Han är ju good shit. Du pepprar här alltså. På något sätt. Ja, i alla fall plocka din banner där, det är någonting. Så du har tappat några runder på den där, men jag tror inte jag kan... Det är lite väl mycket nu. Lite väl mycket. Så han kör ju 19 tungt. Han vill ju hoppa hit, ja. Vill han kunna skjuta där. Så. Den här... Jag måste döda spindlar. Jag stannar i tackle. Bara för de, egentligen för de här. Plus att jag vill ha den här. Det låter klokt. Jo, jag tyckte det. Så går man bort. Jag gör det här. Härket som ska lista ut.
Oh, I accidentally turned off my mic. Yes, there is 40 minutes left in the round. And there we have the hidden Terminators finally make an appearance.
Ja,
So let's see. I hope they speed up now so that we get to see all the turns, because this is a close game. 27-33 after adjusting the points to the so that they are correct. And the game had turned into a right versus left battle all of a sudden. It's a smite. So another Scorpic is dead. Righteous Repugnance on the bodyguards in the back. Over to the shooting phase. One single Terminator shoots the Scarabs. Two wounds. So one Scarab Swarm has one wound left. After some more bolter shots, we have one Scarab Swarm with 3 wounds left. Had to remind the Necron player again to reanimate his Scarabs, and he gets one new base. So we have 2 warriors dead. Seven saves. So there's 6 dead warriors. And here comes the reanimations. Three reanimates. So he's overheating plasma into the warriors. Or the Scorpics. One. Okay, it was into the warriors. So the plasma went into the Scorpic destroyers. You really want them removed. Oh, 5 warriors dies from the mini Gatling. Seven hits. 5 wounds on the Scorpex. Okay, it was still on the warriors. How many warriors does he have there? So 9 reanimations. Only 3 returns. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The Necron is really thin down now. One shot from the plasma. 1 hit. 1 wound. 5+ symbol. And a reroll on that. And it's safe.
Så a reroll på 5 plus invulnerable.
Important. But the Necron has lost a lot of teeth in this turn 3 shooting phase. So maybe the Dark Angels will claw a victory from this in the end. It looked really bad there in turn 1. But now it looks a little bit better. One wound. They're mumbling quite a lot right now, so I can't really tell what is shooting on what. But not much is happening, that's for sure. Pretty much the enemy is shooting upon the enemy. I can't really hear what they're saying, so I don't really know what is shooting what. Right now they're just checking how many models are on each objective. So 2 wounds on the Scorpic destroyers. Are there any Custodes lists to look out for in this tournament? Not. I think we have 1 Custodes player. But I haven't checked his placing. Custodes aren't that popular because this tournament do not allow Forge World. So you're quite limited in choices. So he failed the reanimation on the Scorpix. Well, it's always a good bet to bet on the golden boys. But I think your best bet is probably on Adeptus Mechanicus or Sisters, because we have 11 Sister players out of 78 players, so... So the Talonmaster is... Okay, he's charging into the Warriors and the Catacomb Command Barge.
Ja, du
Så
ser
vi-
fan bort nu. Ja, men då så båda. Det här med-
2 bike units into the Scarabs. He's considering charging with a bodyguards into the Scorpic. Yeah, I agree. 1,000 Sisters versus 1 Custode. Against 13 Custodes, that's a fair fight. Unless you put them on the tabletop, then it's an unfair fight. It's a dead Custode. Six -1s. So he kills all the Scarabs and piles onto the objective. Yeah, it can be your little secret, Warlock. So the attack bike is clobbering the lost Scarabs, I think. Necron, the Scorpic Destroyer is hitting the Terminators. Two misses, 3 hits, 4+. 2 wounds. He takes it on the shield. Save. And it's a double save. Oh, that is not good for the Necrons, but great for the Space Marines. Three hits with the Thunderhammer. 2 wounds. Ah, yes, this is the tournament. Squidmar's friends are going too. Ah. Yeah, Squidmar is a local celebrity. So he keeps on hitting the Scorpic Lord. Five wounds to the Scorpic Lord.
Bara alla i början säger två
Oh, he saved all the invulnerable saves. Oh my lord, what a hero. The Umi community is actually very, very good. We have a lot of very talented painters. Squidmire is one of them, of course. But we also have some Golden Demon winners, and there's some people who have won those smaller Games Workshop painting competitions.
Scoring slutar på tur 3.
In the painting scene, well, you don't really hear about us that much. It's Squidmire that's the big celebrity. But you have probably seen quite a lot of Swedish painted miniatures in White Dwarfs and on Games Workshop's homepage without really noticing that it's a Swedish painter.
Well, when it comes to Swedish painting, I mean, we have several Golden Demon winners.
What?
We have several Golden Demon winners within the Swedish painting community.
We've got a few.
Yeah, quite a few.
Don't we have like 3 here in Umeå?
Yeah, we have 3 Golden Demon winners in Umeå, so...
Yeah. They're probably feeding them green stuff and GV paint as a child.
You know, Vallejo, French blue. Oh, that's the best smelling and best tasting paint there is. Don't try this at home, kids.
Oh my god. Stop tasting your paints.
Yeah, it has a minty aftertone with a fruity bouquet, you know.
Okay, so you like age your Vallejo paints.
Yeah. 100% sure they're like... My dog has stolen my paint pots twice and chewed through them. Both times it's been the French blue from Vallejo.
Of course, it must be the dog's choice.
Okej, skönt.
Dry age black gray from Vallejo. Well, that's also a fine choice.
Yeah.
You have it on the rocks,
Yeah.
shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, you know, cool just below 0.
Or you can go a bit redneck. Just take Nuln oil, mix it with the Sprite.
Yeah. But I mean, we have a quite prominent painting scene. There's, I would say, a lot of talent in this tournament. Like, we have this Archeon list painted by Lucas,
Oh, it
aka
is so beautiful.
yeah, Seth Painting on Instagram if you want to check him out. And we have Emil Hurtig as well, who has, if you've ever seen like in the White Dwarf and Warhammer community and all those competition shit where there's a Idoneth army with like waves coming off them, that's that Emil. And we have Jon Borg, who's painted quite a few impressive projects through the
Yeah,
years.
Jon Borg is also really, really good.
Yeah.
And you will be able to see them all when we get the photos for the Best in Show.
Yeah, we're gonna hold our Best in Show, like at least partially online this year. So check out the Fantasia North website when the time comes, and you can participate if you fancy.
Henrik, what's a Mars part, please?
Oh god. Well, a Mars bar. Let's see.
Holding the weekly painter dip or shugging contest. We need one of those competitions, man.
Yeah.
And what do you win? A lifetime supply of washes.
Yeah, since you're drinking in them, they're not gonna be that long of a lifetime supply.
3 weeks tops.
Yeah. There was once actually like a paramedic that came into the local store, and there was a bunch of people painting, and I was like licking the brush and stuff, and she's like, what are you doing? You know there's X and Y in that product, right? And I'm like, yeah, you could get cancer from this, yeah.
Don't start talking about the green stuff and brown stuff.
Yeah, brown stuff.
Like pure poison, but
Yeah.
oh, it's so good.
I actually saw someone chew green stuff once to mix it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Don't chew green stuff.
don't chew green stuff.
Don't chew green stuff. Well, the Necron player is moving up as suspected. Command barge going for the kill. And this has really turned into a west side versus east side battle. Lifetime supply of power problems.
Yeah.
Yes. But it will be pretty bowel movements.
Yeah. Like, imagine a third with a slight tint of French blue.
Yes. Oui. Very beautiful. Whale of Darkness.
I don't think Chaos is gonna win much this tournament, to be honest.
Nope. There's
would,
a really rough competition.
Yeah, I would bet my supply of French blue or that it will be Mechanicum.
I would say it's Mechanicum or some Drukhari list.
Yeah. Eating Tide Pods thing, yeah, it was strange there in the beginning of 2020 when people were stuck inside.
God, I love it, the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Mechanicum list is super strong and has a super competent player behind it. I think there's a few that could challenge it, but if I would have to bet on it, I would say the Mechanicum player.
If he is unlucky and actually faces those few lists that can beat him, then he will struggle, but it's a very strong, very, very strong list with a very, very competent commander, so...
Yeah. Well, Chaos are indeed the coolest, but I mean, you need cool rules as well.
You cannot just be pretty on the outside, you need to be pretty inside the codex too.
This is why you should drink French.
That's why we condone drinking Vallejo paints.
Get pretty on the inside. So we have a little bit more of movement, not much happening to be honest. Shooting. Scorpion Destroyer into the Redemptor Dreadnought. Hit. He hits with the reroll and out of wounds it. 3d3. And it's destroyed. Does it explode? Nope. It's just removed.
Heavy Destroyer dödar Redemptor. Mycket viktigt.
He pointed out that the Heavy Destroyer killed the Redemptor. It's the biggest model on the board. We can't really miss it.
Yeah. Tournament didn't allow Forge World because you're scared of Custodies.
Or the Macarians,
Yeah.
Heridans, those stupid gunships from Space Marines.
Yeah. Is the Leviathan Dreadnought still a thing?
Not really. I think some lists play it. I think the Iron Hands play it and make it a character and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember the Iron Hands Leviathan days.
Oh, it didn't matter which chapter it was. Ultramarine, it shot you to to the Stone Age. Iron Hands, it freaking killed you and was impossible to kill.
Yeah. That was good for the health of the game, wasn't it?
No. So the biker bit the dust. But I would actually want them to allow the Forge World units for custodes in this tournament, just to give them more choices, and they are not unbalanced. Sure,
No.
the jump pack guys kick butt, but
I mean, everything kicks butt in 40k, it feels like.
yeah, so they should really have them. They need them.
Yeah, like I was about to start playing Custodes, but it felt like you just had one model to pick from. So
Yeah, basically the jet bike or the Alaris
yeah,
Terminators.
so basically either you play an infantry dude or you play a jet bike dude, and that's about it. And that's quite saddening. I mean, sure, you could run the Contemptor with like the Forge World Contemptor models, but
So Henrik, what about that Mars bar?
nah, man, I'm more of a Snickers guy, I'm afraid.
I think that was a strong no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still happy from the Mega Gargant clash on the Age of Sigmar side. It makes for good stories.
Yeah, that's a really funny story. Like this one time when Gulliman destroyed, what's it called? The huge corn demon engine thingy.
The
Lord of Skulls?
Battle, Lord of Skulls, something.
Yeah, the Lord of Skulls. One-shotted it with his sword, and then it detonated, killing the entire Ultramarine army.
Yeah. There's also the one in like 5th edition when the orc player placed a stomp in his army. A guy shot once with the Ultramarine Terminator with assault cannon, rendered it, and rolled like the continuation roll, just more and more damage.
No.
It Titanic exploded, killed like 80% of the orc army.
Then you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Or, well, the last one I remember. 10 Nurgle Terminators went on a trip. They put a deep struck down in front of 10 guardsmen. These guardsmen said, let's shoot some las guns at them. They hit 10 times, they wounded 10 times, and they were 10 once on the armor save.
Oh no. Well, back to the game. Let's see what happens. Not much, to be honest. So this is the Catacomb command barge shooting into probably the bodyguards, trying to remove them before the charge. And it's still alive, that pesky little Terminator. Last armor saves. It's alive. Those Terminators sure can take some punishment,
Yeah.
especially when they're constantly transhumaned.
It was
And
something special making Deathwing Terminators like super tanky in the
They are
latest
permanent
products.
transhuman.
Ah, okay.
Everything that's inner circular, permanent transhuman. So Blade Gods, Terminators.
Yeah, I see. This is a quite tight game though.
This is a very tight game. Not like the first one.
Yeah.
This is actually exciting. So the spiders goes into the bikes, trying to remove them from the objective. And the command barge goes into the Terminator, not the Talon Master. Okay. I wish we had a zoom mode so I could see what the Necron unit in the middle south is.
Yeah, like I think one of the investments eventually will be a bigger screen for the one hosting the stream.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. But as we found out yesterday, OBS Studios doesn't really have a zoom function.
No, not really.
What you probably could do would be like that, perhaps.
Ooh.
So I just put on full screen for the viewers, but we can't see the chat right now.
So we will fight with the spider into the bikes. 2 hits. Nothing. So he fights down in the bottom right corner. There's a lot of sighing from the Necron player and does a reroll. 5 of saves. So now we actually stole that objective.
Yep.
Because everything is obsec.
How would you say that the Dark Angels hold up compared to other Space Marines?
Well, they are some of the stronger Space Marine chapters. The only problem is that the huge boost is when they stand still. So when they have charge and stand still, then they get the rerolls. And I would prefer something more mobile, something that will keep on moving.
They basically have to let go a lot of their alpha strike in order to take the turn first, like take the board first turn and then start the actual grind, or?
Well, they can alpha strike if they take into a lot of shooting, and they are a good combined arms force as well with the Raven Wing bikes that are really quick in first turn. But in this game we saw an extremely aggressive turn 1 from the Space Marine player, like overly aggressive. Now we managed to turn it around. Still a close game, a bit too close to be honest. But the Dark Angels, they're good. Nothing to say there. I would actually rather play Imperial Fists or Death Watch. I'm a huge fan of Death Watch.
Yeah.
Huge five-man bike squads, just bombing it around, charging everything. Like Tabletop Titans say, ABC, always be charging.
Yeah.
So he's piling in with the bikes to strike back. Three wounds from the bikes to the spider.
Scoring, end of Necron turn 4. Purge the Vermin 2. Ruter skulle jag räkna ihop det till. Du är inte håller med dig? Eller?
They're now counting the points. They're shaking Purge to Vermin.
Assassinate 3 poäng. Purge the Vermin 2. Och det var det.
And we have the first assassinate.
Din ancient var en karaktär. 6 på assassinate.
6 point on assassinate.
Du får
And 5 points to the Space Marine player, to Andreas.
Ja, och Starborn. Nej. Och åter den på slutet.
So far this is a draw game. How much better Stranglehold will be over Purge? Well, I honestly don't like Purge the Vermin. I played some Necronss before Admech got their new codex. And the Purge Vermin, it's so easy to disinterrupt. Like Tyrannid Lictors just fall into your zones and all of a sudden you score no points. And in this game, it's just the speed. Not that they utilize the speed that much, to be honest, but the speed of the Rainwing should keep the points quite low for the Necron player.
Nu när jag ändå har sprungit iväg. Så... Jag når fan inte.
He's trying to get behind the rock in the upper north corner. He's trying to fall back, but he doesn't have enough movement. A few frustrated sounds. He just commits the Terminators to the middle. He's thinking about how he should play this to actually score some objectives.
Plus 6. Han får väl köra hit och hjälpa honom. Somehow.
The Outrider
Här kan vi få
goes down to help the Terminators to destroy the Scorpic Lord. So that was all the movement to the Sacrifice Smite. T3 wounds. And he removed Obsec from some unit. He didn't point, so I don't know. Shooting. 2 wounds. 1 went through. A bolt pistol into the catacomb command barge. Nothing happened. The attack bike. The Melta. He activates shielding on the command barge. 2 wounds from bolter fire. Into the Doomsday Arc. He saves everything except 1. So another wound on the command barge. Time for charges. Terminators. And the bike. Everything is in. To the Scorpic Lord. So he pays command points to heroic intervene with the spider into the bikes again. One wound. Plus save. So there's 2 more wounds on the Scorpic Lord. He takes another wound. Five hits from the biker. Mattias is surprised on the number of attacks from a single bike. Well, he apparently haven't met them before. Got 2 wounds. One bike dies from the Spooder. That Canoptic Spider has been a nuisance the entire game. He strikes back with the bikes. 5 hits. No wounds. He really needs to send those dices to the gulag. He's been rolling terribly in the entire game. Apart from one shooting phase when he almost wiped out the entire army. But that rolling. Three hits. 2 ones, but there's rerolls. So 2 wounds. 1 dead Terminator. So that's
Jag klev upp där också. Det också. Nu är det. Ja.
that.
Bra jobbat. är det. Oskar ska ta attackbacken. Embrace.
So you pack most of your paints and hobby tools in a single box. You can actually fit your stuff into a single box. I'm impressed. Or you're very well organized. But that was a big turn. If he had actually killed the last Terminator, then Mattias would have gotten 15 points instead of just 5. So at the moment, this is still a draw. So he has +1 movement. He complains that the +1 movement is a bit too late, and yeah, it's a bit late. Cover on the warriors and fight plus invulnerable on something hidden in the ruins. Welcome back, Henrik.
Thank you. I've been conducting my Age of Sigmar related duties.
Oh. Well, we all have duties, and we're looking on a really, really close game. It's been close the entire game.
Are we going into Andreas' turn, or since Mattias is in the lead again?
Yeah, Mattias is in the lead. Is his movement phase at the moment.
Okay.
I don't really know what is planning. Or what he actually can do. Let's see. This is last turn. He needs to keep his Corporate Lord alive. He needs to kill the Terminator at least, preferably also the bike. Just to deny him that objective. Because then the Terminators preferably also stop the Terminator somehow, like tying them up, but I don't really think he can. So I think we're going towards a draw here.
Yeah. Or maybe like a 11-9 or something at least.
At the most. At the most. Because a lot of the teeth of the Necron have been pulled out. Sure, he still has the Doomsday cannons. With a bit of luck, they can remove some of the Terminators, denying him Oath of the moment. But there's a lot of luck.
Yeah, and just a quick break for a word from our sponsor, French Blue.
Exactly.
Because things should be blue on the inside as well.
You must have packed him into a huge box.
Yeah. The legit though, French Blue, such a wonderful color. I mean, I like the shade of it as well.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
I go home now.
Yeah. Well, you live with me at the moment, so
Yeah.
joke's on you.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so shooting phase.
Yeah.
So
All the credit here to our host Kim. Came all the way from nowhere land to host the stream on the tournament.
and it's he did nothing. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, all I'm seeing is like a nerd walking down the road with a stick, with a bundle, with a 11-inch by 8-inch by 11-inch wide box. All the supplies you need.
The little orphan nerd.
Excuse me, sir. May I paint your models?
will paint for food.
Yeah.
2 saves at -1.
Is score accurate?
I think so. It's a bit hard to hear what they say when they tell us the score, but it should be accurate.
I can go and double check with the paper.
Double check with the papers. You should see my organization. I have everything in a huge pile in a corner, so. Or will you food for paint? That is the question. So shots into the librarian. Oh. Yeah, we double checked the score is correct. As we said, it's been a close game, quite low scoring game. Anders is praying for Super Smite. Okay. So we're straight to the charge phase. What do you mean with the top of 4? So he has 4 minus 2 attacks. And the Talon Master is gone, finally.
Yeah.
Grammer, what did you mean with the top 4? Or top of 4?
Oh, top of 1 turn. Or is this turn 5?
This is the 5th turn.
Yeah, this is the 5th turn.
This is the last turn. And that's lucky because they're actually playing on overtime right now.
Yeah. Shouldn't Mattias have 40 from main and Andreas should have 25? I believe.
Oh, I missed 1 turn.
Yeah, so actually it's quite a bit in the favor of Mattias at the moment. Andreas might catch up some now.
Ja.
Yeah, indeed.
Vad får jag för poäng?
Yeah,
Jag har...
And now they will just summarize the match is over.
Får jag den porten på Purge? Jag tror det, för han känns lite högt.
They're just double checking Purge the Vermin. yeah, there's a bit of miscommunication between the players at the table and we're sitting here in a little booth.
Yeah.
So the score is not always 100% accurate. We're working on a more on a system to make it more accurate.
Yeah, more consistent,
Yeah.
accurate system. Like, but manpower is not always that great, and we went with the people we had, I guess.
Yeah, we're lacking manpower.
I mean, having a table boss would be great. But,
Give me a table boss now.
yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a system like that. Or they just writing it down and I can actually go and pick it up because it will
but-
be more accurate.
Also, issue then is that a lot of players actually clock out now when playing, and having them doing extra time, etc., would be.
Yeah, we don't want to disturb them as well. It's after
Yeah.
all a tournament.
I mean, we also want people to play on the streaming board. So,
Yeah. And
And I mean, I would be here as a table boss all the time, but I'm also tournament
you have
organizer for
duties.
the Age of Sigmar side. So
yeah,
we're trying.
we're doing our best. It's the first time doing this for.
Be gentle.
So please, no, want to be gentle. They need to be gentle with us.
Yeah.
Our egos can only take so much punishment.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe we actually got quite good quality for the stream and a quite nice setup and
We just need a little bit more manpower. Then this will just.
terrible casters though. Yeah. Well, I guess the people have spoken.
Yeah. Too much. We all need more paint eating.
Yeah. Well, they are currently concluding the game, and we're sort of soon transitioning to what is it? The third game.
Yeah, it will be the third game in just a moment.
Yeah, I know, but you know, table boss, another caster. That's 3 times the people for casting. So I mean, yeah, I know affection Wallach. We're
But you're
freaking amazing. Well, Kim is freaking amazing. I'm just here to shit talk.
I need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, well.
But-
Well, basically that's it. And game.
Wait a minute, they're telling us the score.
Okay, so we maybe could go back to the overview then.
No.
Let's just stay with the ambience cam. Squidmar celebrity. Who the hell is that?
I don't know.
I never know.
Some random nerd.
Yeah. Nah, but Squidmar is quite a nice guy. He might show up later. Who knows?
So the final score, 12-8 to the Necronss.
Yeah, so really tight game.
Really tight game. So we will take a small break before the next game.
Yeah.
Do our natural needs and reset the stream so that we can show you the next game.
Oh, I wonder if the cafeteria has French brew.
God, no. Well, see you in a few moments.
Bye bye.
Bye.